Hi guys, welcome back to some more Soul Reaver 2. So Kain gave us a bit to think on there.
I didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn. But if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Kain wasn't lying. He wasn't. He was telling the truth. Kain obviously murdered the other Balanced Guardians to restore their pillars. Obviously, there's 9 pillars, just like there's 9 members of the Circle. Mobius has got the Circle of 9. So he murdered the other members to restore their pillars, which apparently worked. But then when it came to killing himself, he couldn't do it. Now, there was 2 ways around that. If he didn't want to murder himself, which is fair enough, you know, committing suicide is not everyone's thing, he could have got somebody else to do it for him. But obviously, in dying, as he said, it would have wiped out all vampires in Nosgoth. Vampires do have a place in Nosgoth's history. They're not a blight upon the world like they're led to believe. They can be with the way that Kain led his empire, but even then, Kain only controlled the north of Nosgoth. The south of Nosgoth was still heavily in human control, even in Kain's era. That's why they're the ones that took out Dumor. There are still human cities and fortresses around. So it's weird how Kain didn't just decide, well, hang about, I'll get a good bunch of vampire fledglings, you know, get some humans, turn them into vampires, let them know about their strengths and weaknesses, and then get one of those to kill him, so he can restore the pillars. Then the vampires also aren't wiped out. Go to Spectral. Ooh. The Slewer.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
Raziel.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key. And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
Oh, it looks like Raziel, shall I say. What the hell is that thing? Something's calling my name. What is it? The base of the pillars.
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen.
The Hylden.
The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel.
Squidward!
Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed? Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathoms.
He's Mulder from X-Files.
The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampires' parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form, but if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
The weird thing is, he says lies, Raziel, and look at that. And bear in mind what Kain said. Kain said the pillars belong to us. That's Janos Audron and Janos Audron's species building the pillars to basically kick the Hylden out of Nosgoth. Without the pillars being there, the Hylden would still be here waging a war that I think the vampires were losing. So they erected those pillars, and then they did get afflicted by a blood curse of vampirism. Not sure exactly how the affliction occurred. If it was by the Hylden as like a final fuck you, or if it was from the Elder God, the squid down below, Mr. Squidward. But the squid guy is telling bullshit, because the vampires aren't the affliction he makes out. Because without the vampires building the pillars in the first place, the Hylden would have overrun Nosgoth. And they'd be even worse. To be all honest, they'd be even worse. There'd be no humans or vampires left. And the humans alone can't stop the Hylden. So there's a confliction of opinions going on here, and Raziel's in the centre of it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to leave this part here. If you did, leave a like. If you're new around here, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in the next part. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.